Hello friends, this is Harshal and welcome to my YouTube channel, that is Harshal's Cloud. So in this video I'm going to discuss about how can we create Docker image or container image. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to my terminal here, console. In AWS console, okay, so first of all, okay, so here you can see I button. Okay, just go that. I just need to navigate to AWS doc, so that's why I clicked on that I button, and there I can easily access to AWS documentation. So doc.aws.amazon.com. so here on that website I have reached. So now I have to search for creating Docker image. Okay, so Docker image or container image, whatever. Okay, so Docker image, you can write both of them, so that's fine. Okay, so we search for Docker image, creating Docker image, and I just want to check which one. So we want this. Okay, creating a container image for use on Amazon ECS, Elastic Container Service. Okay, so that's what I want. So just click on this link. So once you click on this link, you will get all the steps, all the procedures, that how can we create the Docker or container image. So it's this documentation is very important, and you can easily create Docker image. So okay, so rather than reading this, okay, I'm just telling you the simple steps. The very first step you need to do, you need to take is you need to install EC2 instance. Okay, we need to launch EC2 instance. It could be anything. I mean Linux, Amazon Linux, or Ubuntu, or Windows, whatever the Linux EC2 instance you want, you can launch. Okay, first we have to launch the instance. After that we need to take SSH into that instance from our personal computer, our personal system. Okay, this is the second step. And the third step is that we need to install Docker into that EC2 instance. Right, we have taken SSH into EC2 instance, so that's why we can easily install Docker into that EC2 instance from our personal system. Right, then after that we have to start that Docker service. We have installed Docker, right, in the EC2 instance. After that we need to start the Docker service, then enable Docker service, then we need to set the group permission, and after that we need to add port 80. Okay, for HTTP use. Okay, because we are pushing that Docker image into ECR, right, Amazon ECR, AWS ECR. So we also need to push to that ECR repository. So that is why HTTP request is also very important. That is why we are giving that port 80. Okay, then again there are some commands we need to run to push to create the repository. Okay, and to push the same repository to Amazon AWS ECR. So we will go step by step. We will follow this documentation, and we can easily create the repository or the Docker image in the repository. Okay, ECR repository. So that's what we are going to do. So let's get started. So the very first thing we need to do is that we have to we need EC2 instance, right? So click here in EC2. This is the EC2 console, and okay, here you can see instance. Click here. Right, there is one instance available, but it was terminated. That's fine. Okay, so we need to launch another instance. Okay, here on right hand side you can see that launch instance, it is free tier, so we can easily launch this instance. Okay, we can generate a key. So here you can see the create new key, right? So click on that new key. We can generate a new key. We can give a name to that key. I give NA. Okay, you can give any name, right? So okay, I give test. That's fine. Okay, then everything is fine. Key pair type is RSA and private key file format is .pem. So create that key. So the key is downloaded. Okay, here in my system this key is downloaded in download folder. Okay, so I just need to check. So here already I am in download folder, right? So do ls. Okay, and here I need to check where is pam key. So test.pam. Okay, so this is the key. This is the requirement. Okay, that key should be in the folder, in the same folder. Okay, so now we can take SSH into EC2 instance because I have key in the current folder. So that is the requirement. That is what I want. So perfect. So everything is fine, and we can also give the name to that instance. Okay, I have not given any name, so I give the name that is Docker. Okay, so creating Docker. Okay, anything you can give the name. Okay, then we can launch the instance, and the instance will be launched shortly. Okay, instance launch shortly, successfully launched. So if I refresh here, okay, so creating Docker, this is the image, right here is the pending. It will be in running state shortly. Okay, and the status check will be 2 by 2. That it means that they have checked both software and the hardware parameters. So that's why it will show 2 by 2. So it is in running state. Okay, and it starts initializing the status check. So what I do, I click here. Okay, and I go to that connect. Here I can see SSH client. Okay, just click here on SSH client and you can see the information here. Okay, by using this information we can take SSH into this EC2 instance. So first of all we have to give permission to that test pem, right? That key has 400 permission. So I just simply click here, right, and my pem key already in download folder. If I do ls, okay, so simply I just run the command that is chmod 400 test.pam. okay, so the permission has been set on test.pam. so now what we have to do, once we set the permission, there is example option, right? So here you can copy that command. Here already they have mentioned the key, okay, and the reason and everything they have given, right? So simply just click here and go here, paste that SSH command, and you will be logged into. Okay, then put yes. Now you successfully took SSH into EC2 instance. So perfect. So now we are in EC2 instance. Okay, that is the IP address. This is the private IP address. Okay, why it is not public IP address? Because public IP address is not the static IP address, right? It will change periodically. So that's why here you can see the private IP address. Private IP address will not change. Okay, and it will be forever with that instance, EC2 instance, as soon as you are this instance is with you, right? So that's why it is showing that this system, and the system you can check here, you can find out. you can identify your instance easily. So click here and you can simply click here and you can see that private IP address. Okay, so 44.113. So this is 44.113. And now what we have to do, okay, so we will go with the documentation. I will show you. Okay, I know the steps, but I want to show you the documentation so that you can also refer that document and you will do it by yourself. So here, installing Docker on Amazon Linux 2. Okay, just click here. So here they will show the steps for installing the Docker. That is what we want. Okay, the first we need to update the system. Okay, EC2 instance. This is the EC2 instance and I want to update. Okay, so sudo yum update. Okay, -y. So no package marked for update, so everything has been everything is updated till as far as so far. Okay, so okay, then you can see install the most recent Docker engine package. Okay, so we are now installing the Docker engine package. So click here. Okay, and simply the Docker image will be installed in the system in the EC2 instance. Okay, it is installing now. And here if you click Y, so the further steps, further action will be taken and it will be installed shortly. So Docker has been installed. Now go to the next step, that is start the Docker, right? Docker service we need to start. Okay, simply just click here and paste here. So the Docker service will be start by executing this command if we want to check the status of Docker service. So in that case what we have to do, that systemctl status, right, then Docker. Okay, this is small d. Okay, so Docker service, right? So we need to check the status. So it is showing active and running, so that is what we want. Okay, so it is actually in active and running. Now we can enable that that service also. Okay, so simply instead of status you can write here enable. Okay, so now it is in enable state. That is perfect. Okay, so we have done the enable also. Okay, now what we are doing, we are giving permission to the group. Okay, so that's why -g, we are giving admin permission to the group. So simply copy this command and we can paste here. Okay, so the permission to the group is set. Now the next is, okay, so everything we have done. Okay, we have given SSH. The SSH session will have the appropriate Docker group permission. Okay, it has the appropriate Docker group permission, but it is not into effect, right? Because for that reason we need to log out our EC2 instance and then log in to EC2 instance. We need to take SSH into EC2 instance from our system. So just for now I'm going to exit from here. Okay, so yeah. Okay, then I go here in EC2 and I check the instances. Where is instances? I cannot see any instance. Okay, so now it is showing. Okay, so what I do, I just click here and refresh the instance. Okay, so okay, we have done lot of steps. Okay, so now we can again connect to We can now simply connect to our system. We need to take SSH into EC2 instance. So paste here. Okay, just click here. We just need to run this command. That's it. Okay, and we are into the EC2 instance. Only the first time you need to set the permission to that key. Okay, you need to download the key and then set permission 400 permission to the key, and after that you can take SSH, okay, by using that link, SSH link. So right now we are in EC2 instance, and according to the documentation we need to check whether the Docker information we can see here or not. So for that reason, Docker info. Okay, so the information we can see here regarding Docker. Okay, they have given all the information, so yeah, everything is perfect. Now go to the next. Okay, so now we need to create the Docker image. Okay, we have to create the Docker image. So how can we create the Docker image now? Okay, the third step we have done. That is, the first step is EC2 instance has been installed in the system. Okay, EC2 instance has been installed or launched in AWS. Okay, then we take SSH into that EC2 instance. That is the second step. Then the third step is that we need to install Docker service. Then this is the third step: install Docker service, then start Docker service, then enable the Docker service. Okay, so that we need to do. After that we can create a Docker image. So to create Docker image, again we need to follow those instructions. So to create Docker image of simple web application. Okay, so just we need to create Docker file. Okay, we need to create a file. Okay, Docker file I'm creating here. So you can give any name, right? So I'm just putting this as it is, this name as it is. So okay, so this is the Docker file, right? So if I do ls, I can see that Docker file. Then the next step would be we need to write this content. Okay, edit the Docker file you just created and add the following content. We need to add this content. Okay, where in that Docker file, right? So just I'm going to add the content. So that is vim, then Docker file, right? And here insert mode, I'm in insert mode, and paste. Okay, and save. Okay, so perfect. We have pasted the content in Docker file. So now I can also check with the cat command. Okay, so yeah, done. So what we have done, there is a Ubuntu operating system. The Docker image has a Ubuntu environment operating system, and in Ubuntu it will be update and it will install the Apache, right? Apache is web application, right? Web server. Okay, so it is the web server, and the hello world, it will be it will write in index.html. Okay, then it will also then what happened, that hello world will be showing on internet. So that's why that Apache web server we need to install here. So it's a web server, that's fine, web application we can say. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have done a lot of steps here. We are on halfway. So now the next thing we need to do is okay, we need to build Docker image from Docker file. Okay, now that Docker file, okay, we need to build the image, right, of that Docker file. So Docker file has all the everything, right? The whole environment, we have given instruction for the environment is in the Docker file. So how can we build it? Just simply copy here the docker build command, then paste here, right? So there you can see that hello world. Okay, so this is the repository name here is different, that is Herschel Cloud, right? That this is Herschel and Cloud. Okay, I have set I guess okay, yes. Okay, so I have set that okay, so repository name is Herschel Cloud. Okay, you can give any name. Okay, I have given this name Herschel Cloud instead of hello world, so that's okay. Then run Docker images to verify. Okay, we need to also, okay, the Docker image has been created, so we need to verify that image also, if this is correct or not. So simply copy that command, paste here, and Docker image filter reference. So this is not hello world, this is Herschel Cloud. So this is Herschel Cloud, right? Okay, so repository Herschel Cloud is created. It could be it could have been hello world. Okay, but I have changed that hello world name with my Herschel Cloud name. Okay, so that's the reason. Then image ID is been created 47 seconds ago, and total size of that repository is 200 MB. That's perfect. Okay, then what we have to do, we need to set that 80 port, right, for HTTP. Okay, because HTTP protocol is very important for web applications, because eventually it will use internet. So instead of hello world, that is Herschel Cloud. Okay, I replace that hello world with Herschel Cloud. So click here and you can see, right? So that is done. Okay, so here also you can read that this is the note. You can ignore could not reliably determine the server's fully qualified domain name message. So here also we received the same message, could not reliably determine the server's fully qualified domain name. Okay, so do Control C, right? So we have done the Control C. The next step, okay, the next step would be the machine name and all the stuff. So we can also skip that, we can skip this step. Okay, and directly we can do Control C to stop the Docker container. Okay, so we had already done that Control C and everything is fine. So now what we have to do, we need to push the image to Amazon Elastic Container Registry. First of all, I'm showing you the Amazon Elastic Container Registry, that is ECR. Okay, there is Amazon Elastic Container Registry. So if I go here and I check the repositories, there is no repository available, right? But we have a repository on my systems. Okay, I have created the repository of 200 MB, that is Herschel Cloud, and the repository name Herschel Cloud will be pushed here in ECR, and you able to see repository Herschel Cloud here in Amazon Elastic Container Registry. So right now there is no repository. So push image to Amazon Elastic. Okay, we will push it. Okay, so what we have to do, we need to note that URI in the output. Okay, so that is also very important, and the substitute reason, that's fine. Okay, so okay, so just copy this command and run here, and Okay, there is a reason. Okay, we need to mention the repository name. Okay, you can see that repository name flag. Okay, here you can write repository name and then reason name. Right now, what is the repository name or what is the reason name? I'm telling you. So the reason name is, if I go here, okay, so my instance is in region Ohio, right? So Ohio is US East 2, so this is the reason name, right? So here what you have to write, US East 2, right? Perfect. Then the repository name is probably you figure out what is the repository name, that is Herschel Cloud. Okay, perfect. So here what we are doing, we are creating a repository, right, in ECR, AWS ECR. Okay, that repository name Herschel Cloud and the reason name is this. So we are actually pushing it. Okay, so here you can see the error. Why we are seeing this error? Because unable to locate credentials. There is no credential. It means that what happened, that EC2 instance do not have access to the AWS ECR. So that is why we need to create a role and add the policy and attach that policy to the role. Okay, we can directly add role to EC2 instance. Okay, and we are going to attach the policy, registry policy, right? That ECR registry policy that will be attached to that role. So okay, I'm telling you how can we do it. I could have done this before also, before starting this process, but I just wanted you to know that what kind of errors we will receive. So okay, so we are in right now EC2. Go to instances. Okay, it is running. So what I have to do, I simply click here and go to action. Here in the security you can see modify IAM role. Okay, so there is no IAM role, right? So what I do, create new IAM role, because there is no IAM role at all. So okay, it will take some time. So we just need to create a role, that's it. Okay, and just add policy, registry policy, full access registry policy to that role. Okay, that's the only thing we are going to do here. So okay, so we are creating the role. Okay, so AWS service, just click here, AWS service, allow AWS services, like all the AWS services will be allowed. Okay, to EC2 instance, so that's fine. Okay, and here we need to attach the policy. So we need to attach policy, that is registry, so that EC2 get access to EC2 container registry full access. Okay, that's why click here and go to next. Okay, write here anything, that is Docker image. Okay, I can give any name. Then create role, right? So it is now okay, role Docker image has been created, so we can see that. Okay, so Docker role, Docker image has been created. So now what we have to do, we go to EC2 instance. Okay, and click here again, go to instance here, then go to action, security. Okay, now if I click here, I can see that Docker image. So click here on Docker image and save it. So now we have added the role which has permission for ECR. Okay, so now we will again do the same thing. So repository is Herschel Cloud and the reason is US East 2. That's perfect. So you can see that. Okay, now it's working. So okay, that repository URI is important. So what I'm doing, I just copy this. Okay, and I just notepad, I just add into the notepad, that is new. Okay, this is the URI, sorry, Herschel Cloud. Okay, why I copied this? Because I'm telling you in the next step. Okay, here in the documentation, it will be useful for us in the next command. Okay, tag the hello world image with the repository URI value from the previous step. Okay, so just click here. Okay, and paste the command here. You can see the tag, okay, hello world, right? So this should not be hello world, it should be Herschel Cloud. Right, then we need to have AWS account ID, my AWS account ID, and then there is hello repository. The hello repository would be we can say Herschel Cloud, right? Repository name is Herschel Cloud. The same thing here is, right? Here is Herschel Cloud and the account number. Okay, I don't need to just again I need to go there on console and check what is my account ID, right? That 8759. If I go here, look, this is 8759. Okay, then Herschel Cloud is the repository. So just I don't need to go here and there and check. So instead of doing this, I simply copy this URI, copy that URI, and I paste that URI here, right? Okay, so simply I just remove this command. Okay, and simply just paste the URI, that's it. Okay, done. So now here we have done. Now run ECR get login password. Okay, so before that I need to check whether okay, you can see that. Okay, Herschel Cloud repository name, and that repository name repository is created, pushed into that ECR, AWS ECR, and you can easily see that. Okay, it is appearing now. So the first this command has been successfully executed. The next command would be that would be AWS ECR login. Okay, we need to log in the password. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we have to log in. Specify registry URI you want to authenticate to, for example registry, that's fine. Okay, just click here and go here. Okay, and this is we are going to log in into ECR. So Docker login also, right, and stand in, stand out. AWS account ID, look here again, AWS account ID, DKR, ECR, region, and Amazon AWS. Okay, it's a kind of different thing. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to give username, that is AWS, that's fine. I given username AWS, and the password std in is AWS account ID. So simply just go here and this is my account ID, copy. So this is the account ID, and reason is, I know that verbally, that is US East 2, right? This is the reason, US East 2. Okay, perfect. So I click here. So you must specify a reason. You can also configure your reason by running AWS configure. Okay, I have configured here, but still it is asking to configure the reason here on AWS configure. So okay, I'm going to doing that. So copy this and paste here. So access key ID, okay, I don't need. Secret access key, okay, ignore. Default reason name, okay, so this is US East 2. Okay, so that's none, that's fine. So now everything is good. Okay, so again I'm doing this, right? So login has been successful, so login succeeded. So we have done this, okay, and we received that output, login succeeded, and push the image to Amazon ECR with the repository URI value earlier step. Okay, but we have done that. Okay, fine. So this time we are we had created the repository on ECR, Amazon ECR, by using a CLI command. Okay, but and now we are pushing the Docker image. Okay, we are actually pushing the Docker image. So here just copy this command, paste here. Okay, so this is the URI, right? So this is the URI. You can see that this is the URI, right? I have that URI here. So I just need to copy this URI, paste here, and here the image will be pushed. It is pushing to Amazon AWS ECR. Right? Okay, so done. So if I go here and I check in ECR, in the repository there is image, right? The image tag is latest, and this image has been created. So this is the image. By using that image we can do a lot of steps in code build. Okay, it is used to build a code, right? So last time in code building, what we have done, we have selected the option that automatic AWS code build will create the Docker image, but here we do right now we do have Docker image in repository. So so I'm showing you in ECR. If I go to code build, right? So I just click here on code build. Okay, and if I need to create build project, okay, right? So here, okay, I just wanted to show you, right? So here is the managed image. Okay, the image is automatically created by the AWS code build, okay, for that time only. But if we want the custom image, right? So if I click here on custom image, the specify the Docker image. The Docker image, it is the Linux, right? We know that it is the Linux. It is Ubuntu Linux. Why it is Ubuntu? Because in that file, okay, the content that we have saved in that file, right? In the file that is config file, right? So in that file, it was Ubuntu environment. So that I have selected Linux, and here Amazon ECR. Our image is in Amazon ECR, right? It could be other registry as well, but our image is in ECR. And then my ECR account, yes, and here you can see that Herschel Cloud, that repository name, right? And the image lettuce. Okay, so this is how you can also build a code by using that custom image. Okay, so last time we had done with the managed image, so now I just wanted to show you that custom image. So in this video we have learned that how to create the Docker image. And Docker image, it will cost a lot. Okay, it will cost, so that's why I'm going to clean out that image. So how can we clean out? So there also you can see. Okay, so once I push it to ECR, here the next step will be cleanup. Okay, so okay, I just wanted to show it that how to create the image, and now I wanted to clean up. I wanted to delete that image and the repository and everything from AWS ECR. So go to my terminal, I paste over here. Okay, AWS ECR delete repository will be deleted. And okay, so I need to mention the reason, that is US East and 2, right? And the next will be the repository name, that is Herschel Cloud. Right, so everything is perfect, so it will be deleted shortly, right? So it is deleted now. If you want to check, just go to ECR and okay, go to repository, right? So there is no repository at all. So guys, I hope that you understand how to create the Docker image and how to delete the Docker image, and how can we build a code with the custom image. So I hope that today's video is very helpful for you. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. Goodbye.